right, we are here at the Crawford County Sportsman's Club, and today we are going to fire the very first shots through my wrong-handed AR build. Now, the reason you didn't see any shooting footage in the intro is because I have not shot it yet. I am super excited to finally have this to the point that it's at. It's by no means is it completely done, but it's done enough that we can have some fun with it. And I did not want to pull the trigger on this gun until I had the cameras rolling so you guys could be here for the very first shots. Now, if you are not familiar with this build or you have not watched any of the videos I've put out on this, I've got a couple videos out already where we went over all the parts I used on this, specs, all that stuff was covered in the last couple videos. We've also got an unboxing video out on the tracked optic. Obviously, we don't have a review out on this yet because, well, we haven't used it yet. Now, there is one thing that I've done to this that you have not seen yet because, well, I didn't have it when we did the first video where we went over all the parts and the specs. So I told you in that video that we put a Faxon match barrel in this. And I also told you that we were taking some parts from the old red AR and reusing them in this build. And my plan was to reuse the gas block. Well, the more I thought about it and the amount of money and time I've got invested in this, I wanted to put a really nice low profile adjustable gas block on this. So we have put a Faxon adjustable gas block on this, and I'll bring a picture up on the screen, let you see what it looks like, because it's kind of hard to see inside the handguard. Now, this gas block has 14 adjustments on it, so I'm going to really be able to fine-tune this to run with our Cox Arms battle brake, and then if we decide to throw a suppressor on it, well, now I have that adjustability there with this gas block. So what I've done with this gas block is I've got it turned all the way down. Basically, it's shut off, and we're going to take it back 3 or 4 clicks. We're going to see if it cycles, and then we'll start fine-tuning the adjustment on that. Now, I've got my shooting bench set up. I've got a target downrange because I don't even have this optic sighted in, obviously. And we're going to put a 36-yard zero on our tracked optic, because most of the time when I'm shooting this gun, it's going to be here in the competition bays, which these are only about 50 yards long. Now, we're going to be doing a really in-depth review on this optic, and we will be stretching it out over on the rifle range to 100 yards and 200 yards. But today, all we want to do, let's get this sighted in. Let's make sure this is going to run. Let's get our gas adjusted right where we need it. I'm excited. I am really excited. Like I said, have not even fired around through this. So let's get started. All right, I switched up the camera angle. I got you guys watching the left side ejection on this so we can see what that pattern looks like. I've got 3 rounds of my reloads loaded up. Now, these are 55 grain Berry's bullets sitting on top of, I don't know what the charge weight is, but it is H335 powder. So, what I want to do, I got my ears on and I got my eyes on. All right, it looks like it chambered. I'm going to kind of sit back here and just fire these into the dirt. I just want to make sure this thing's going to run. Here we go. All right, we got movement in the dirt. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to watch and see where that shell casing is ejecting. Okay. All right, I don't know what happened there. We didn't pick up that last round. Let's see what we get here. We might not have enough gas. Okay. We definitely don't have enough gas. All right, I made another gas adjustment. Let's fire another one in the dirt. I'm going to watch this and see how it does. All right, that one went pretty far forward. Let's make another adjustment. All right, I opened up that gas block a little more. Let's fire another one and see what happens. Okay, that's getting better. All right, let's do a second one and make sure that's cycled. Okay, I'm gonna open it up just a little bit more, but we're getting a pretty good pattern over here now. All right, I opened the gas block all the way up and then I took it back 2 clicks. Should have it dialed in about right where we need it. Now I gotta get this optic zeroed in because, well, we don't have it zeroed. So I'm gonna put you guys in time lapse. I'm gonna make some adjustments, try to get everything right on the bullseye. Then we'll come back and we'll shoot a 5-shot group with it. All right, I think we got it. Let's go down and take a look at the target. All right, this was my first shot. A little low right of the bullseye. Well, you can tell I'm used to adjusting pistol dots on this channel because I made an adjustment and I went way too much. And my second shot was all the way up here. Then my third shot was right here after I made the adjustments. This was my 4th shot, and these were my last 3. So I want to do maybe one or probably 1 click left, and I think we've got it. All right, I made that 1 click adjustment to the left. I've got a new target set up down there, and we're going to shoot a 5-shot group at that bottom left diamond. Now, I didn't set a camera up down there. I'll take you down and show you the group when we're done. All I wanted to do today was just make sure this gun was going to run. We're going to be doing a bunch of accuracy testing with this. We're going to see how fast it is. We're going to shoot up close targets. We got a lot more content coming with it. But I do want to see what kind of groups I'm getting here at 36 yards. All right, that was a little high. The glass on this tracked optic is just absolutely amazing. This Faxon barrel might be the real deal. All right, I know I'm kind of casting a shadow on the target here, but remember I told you that first shot went a little high, and that was the very first shot. These were our last 4. Now that's a 3/4 inch group right there with just some plinking rounds. So I'm pretty happy with that. If we factor this in, well, now we're about 1.5 inch group. But these last 4 shots, I like this. All right, we're home from the range and back in the studio, and I must say that I think this was a success. I wasn't sure if this thing was going to run or not, and it ran pretty good. Now, we had some hiccups there at the beginning. Once we got the gas block adjusted where it needed to be, it ran great. Now, I do want to say this about those reloads. Like I said earlier, when I load those, I'll load like 1,000 of them at a time. And I don't normally trim the brass or anything when it's just my plinking rounds. So that could have caused a couple issues too, because every now and then I'll have problems with one of those chambering. Now, I don't recommend you do that. You should always trim your rifle brass, but I make those in bulk and I really don't care that much. Now, if they're hunting rounds or precision rounds I'm making, well, then I take a little extra care with that brass. But for these plinking rounds, I don't really care. But all in all, I'm really happy with where we're at right now. Now, what do we got coming up with this in the next video? Well, the next thing I want to do is I want to run this gun and I want to run it hard. I want to put 200 or 300 rounds through it. So we'll go back to the competition bay. We'll set up USPSA targets. I want to see how flat it's going to shoot since today we were shooting it in a rest. And I want to fine tune that gas block just a little bit more for the Cox Arms battle break that we have in here. And then I think the next video after that, I want to get it out on the rifle range and we'll buy some match grade ammo. We'll take some of my precision reloads out to the range and we'll see how accurate this is. But all in all, I think the first trip to the range with it went pretty well. Well, I hope you're enjoying this series because I sure am. And This is all new to me. I've never had a fully left-hand AR, and it's pretty damn cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.